Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you, all of you who are watching live or watching on demand. Thank you so much for joining us for our episode today. We have another bite-sized PD for you today, and we are going to be covering Microsoft Reflect and the Feelings Monster. But first of all, let's introduce ourselves. Of course, my name is Teresa Castro.
And I am Ricardo Recinos.
And we're both technology TOSAs from Hacienda La Puente Unified School District. And before I forget, Ricardo's reminding me right now to, of course, thank our sponsors for allowing us to do this training today. We have our CTA, our HLPTA, of course, our district HLPUSD, and our ILC. And they're the reason why we are here able to do this training for you every time. So thank you so much for your support. And Ricardo, before I go on, I need to ask, how are you?
I am excited to present this material today. Very, very excited, actually.
Yes, this material is near and dear to our hearts because you know how much cell means to us and to all of us these days. And so these feelings monsters, Ricardo's feeling super zen right now, super relaxed. So.
Hamburger.
And I think we're super excited because it's almost break. We have one more day of work tomorrow and then we have break next week. Anyways, all right. So let's go ahead and get going and we'll talk to you about what we're doing today.
So again, Microsoft Reflect and the Feelings Monster.
Yes,
here we go.
All of our feelings today. All right, so before we begin, this is the, you see our monster right here, different versions of our monsters, super adorable, but super meaningful as well. So we're going to just show this tiny video and then we'll talk a little bit more when it's done. So go ahead, Ricardo.
You know, I wanted to dress up as him for Halloween. I just couldn't find
the
outfit.
He was so adorable.
Yeah, but let's show the video. Let me put the sound on and let's share the video.
Okay.
Sometimes sharing your feelings with someone you trust can help you both find the solutions you need.
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Marquez. Oh, I feel so tired today.
Can I tell you something?
Sure, Mr. Marquez. You can trust me.
I'm super tired today, too.
Oh.
Think we can get through this day together?
Well, I'm still tired, but I'll do my best.
Do you want to rest at your desk during recess?
No thanks. I think I'll try and energize myself with some exercise.
Well, that's a phenomenal idea.
Really? All right.
But watch this.
Tap into how you're feeling and learn to navigate those emotions.
So I think the teacher was feeling the same way, right?
Ricardo, I think you're so right. We're going to be talking about our kids today, but not just our kids, but our teachers as well. We have feelings too, and we're exhausted. I know, especially the month of October is a long month because we don't have any breaks in here. So we're here to validate your feelings as well.
Yeah, no, and we talk about helping and teaching our students to express their feelings, but we should be doing that too. We should be able to do the same thing. No, we should model what we ask our teachers our students to learn.
Absolutely. So we're going to be talking about these monsters today and this monster. It's one monster, just different forms of him. So we're going to be talking about him today and not only because he's cute, but because he helps us talk about feelings and gives us a vocabulary to use with our students and with one another. But before we get carried away, we want to ask you how you are doing. So Ricardo, I think are you going to link them to that? But I'll go ahead and talk about it as you do that. So it says, click on the image that best represents how you are feeling right now. And we love to practice what we preach. This is using Poll Everywhere right now. It's simply an image where you can let us know how you're feeling. So as soon as you get in there, feel free to drop on the line how you're feeling today. Are you happy? Are you anxious? I don't know what other emotions are these. Annoyed. Thank you so much for our viewers there. I see some greetings right now, so thank you so much.
And I did put the link on the chat. Before I did that, I also linked the playlist for the Feelings Monster videos that are available right now. So that was also up there.
Oh, wow. We already have some responses right now. And I think for the most part, our viewers are pretty content or happy right now. Oh, we do have someone who looks a little bit worried. So I hope you're doing okay. Whoever's worried out there, maybe you just need a nap. I'm not sure, but we feel you. I feel that same thing right now. So this is a very simple activity that you could do with your students or even with your staff or other teachers, just to kind of check in and see how they're doing.
Perfect.
Yes. All right. So our objective today, again, this is a bite-sized PD. So we're going to dive deep into just one tool, really, which is the Feelings Monster in different areas. Okay. So our objective is to support all students and staff or colleagues with SEL using Microsoft Reflect, including the Feelings Monster in Teams Reflect, PowerPoint, OneNote, Flip, and Kahoot. So those are all the places you probably had no idea that the Feelings Monster was in all of those places, but so many options for us.
Everywhere.
He's everywhere. He's taking over the world right now. Okay, our non-objective is we don't expect you to throw everything out or anything out, really. And please don't feel limited to what is shared today.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and move on.
All right, so, we did mention SEL, but we don't have time today to really go over what all of that means. If you want to know more about it, we have our YouTube channel, a little plug right now, Transformational Tech for Teachers. And one of our playlists has about 10 videos in there is our social emotional learning. So if you want to learn more about it, please feel free to go straight into that playlist and learn along with us about what SEL means, how what a difference it makes for us, and some strategies in there that you could use with your kids. So definitely some useful information in there.
Perfect. And the link is on the chat.
Yay. All right. So we just wanted to give a shout out to some of our classrooms in our district who are using the Feelings Monster to talk to kids about feelings and, how to deal with them. So we could see the chart here in the middle, which is free for you to use. We will share that later on so you can get access to that. We actually printed it in a big poster size over there at Walgreens, and we carry it along with us. And, it's really great for, the teachers and the staff to also let us know how they're doing. You can even do it electronically. See over here on the top left, it's done with the TV I think that's a ViewSonic for us. So a place that we can use it. Down at the bottom, we saw this little tiny one in a TK class. Mm-hmm. It just surprised us. We were helping them with some tech and we're like, oh, there it is. So probably when she has the kids down on the rug, they kind of talk about the feelings as well in TK. So never too early, right?
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. Ricardo, do you want to talk about the top right? I can barely see it in my screen. It's tiny.
Yeah, we actually have a newsletter that we provide for our teachers to, kind of build capacity when we talk about SEL and the Feelings Monsters. And we've loved seeing some of our teachers. Tammy, specifically, we're actually going to share some amazing stuff that she's doing in her class today. We also had our teachers. You were talking about that huge poster, how we blew it up, actually coming up and telling us how they were feeling at the beginning of a PD right up there.
Very cool. And then the picture on the bottom, we're about to go to a next slide for that. So
yeah, we'll see that.
We can talk about that next. Okay, so as always, we're just going to go through a quick summary of where to find the Feelings Monster, and then we'll actually take you in there. So the first one, Microsoft Reflect and Feelings Monster in Microsoft Teams. So we're going to talk a little bit about this one because this is someone in our district using it.
Yeah, if you did not know what Microsoft Reflect is, it's basically a check-in app for our students, and it really supports connection, expression, and learning. It's helping us build awareness and empathy for our students, grow emotional vocabulary, and you're going to see that today, identify and navigate emotions that our students might not know how to do, and also develop growth mindset and confidence. And why would you want to do this with Microsoft Reflect? Because you want to encourage, and we actually want to encourage our students to identify and express those emotions with Reflect and Teams. We want to get a sense of our students and how they're doing, their baseline knowledge, confidence, and motivation with, when we see this, and we can see it in many, many ways. But I mean, for a teacher, for me, the ability to intervene in real time. Maybe one of my students is not feeling well, or maybe they're angry, or maybe they're depressed, and I can see that right on the spot, and I can come in and actually intervene and have that small talk. We're going to talk about that today.
Yeah, and sometimes you look out into your classroom and you think, overall everyone looks fine. You just kind of go on with your day, go on with your lessons. But if you have a view of them this way, you could see there are so many different emotions happening in this picture just by looking at it. So very, very interesting to have. Maybe think about the activity that you just came from. So very
and think about how you are approaching it too, right? Our students are getting in touch with what they feel and seeing this cute little guy, right? And maybe they're able to express their feelings because they're using our little feelings.
There are no wrong feelings. So every feeling is valid, even if it's sad or even if it's angry. So it kind of gives them the freedom to. So
you're going to see Microsoft Reflect and Feelings Monsters in Microsoft Teams. In addition.
Microsoft Reflect and Feelings Monster in PowerPoint. So we're going to show you some we're going to share an awesome PowerPoint with you that you can use when you introduce this Feelings Monster with your class. So a great resource.
Yeah, pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm. And Microsoft Reflect and Feeling Monsters in Flip. Which I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We're going to share all these different topics that Flip has created for you in different languages too, to help build that classroom environment, right? And to help our students again show emotions and be able to express them. So we're going to share that with you today.
Yes. And this is not the last one yet. Microsoft Reflect and Feelings Monster in OneNote. I didn't understand at first when Ricardo said it was in OneNote, but once he showed me, I was like, wow, okay, definitely.
Yeah, when we talk about OneNote and we talk about digital notebooks for our students via OneNote, it's just, again, the ability for the teacher to just send a check-in through OneNote. It's pretty incredible.
I will show that to you.
Mm-hmm.
And now, last but not least, in Kahoot as well. I know we have some Kahoot lovers who've been using it forever, and maybe some who used to use it and thought it got kind of boring after a while. But Kahoot has so many new features now, and including in that, you will find in there our feelings.
We'll share the playlist and we'll show you some new type of games in Kahoot that you might have not seen or be aware of. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's get down to business. Look at our Feelings Monster getting down.
He's ready to go.
He's ready to go. All right, let's go. This is our favorite part. We're actually going to take you into the tools right now so you could see it live, and you could, try to follow along with us or watch this later and see how you can use it in your class.
Right, so I am going inside of one of my teams, Microsoft Teams. Just to mention, at our district, our teachers have the ability to create their Microsoft Teams via Canvas. It automatically rosters them. But now that we are in Microsoft Teams, this is new. It's a update. You used to be able to access through the general channels, but now you have your own Reflect tab right here. You can come in here, and as a teacher, I can come in here and I can see all of the different check-ins that I've done with my students, and notice that I have a lot in here. I also can see the ones that I've done through Teams, and you see the little Teams icon right there, and also the ones that I've done through my class notebook. Okay, but it's so easy for me as a teacher to come in here and create a check-in, which is what I'm going to do. And Teresa's going to be our student today, but I'm going to go in there and I have a couple of options. Simple, how are you feeling today? Overall, how this week felt for you, and so on and so on. And I can enter my own topic if I wanted to. How are you feeling about, I don't know, the math test, if I wanted to do that, right? That's the question I wanted to ask, right? But today we're going to keep it, because it's the end of the week, how this week felt for you, okay? And I can have over here and I can say, you know what, I want responses but no names. And that's the way I would do it. Students can see the responses, but they cannot see names. For teachers, you're always able to see it, but you have the ability to do no responses and no names too. Not sure why you want to do that on that one, but I'm going to go ahead and go next. And now I have the ability to say that I wanted to stay there for 8 hours, maybe the whole day, for the kids to be able to, at one point or another during the day, be able to go and check in with me. Or I can change it, at the beginning of the school day, or I can leave it open for longer. But I'm just going to leave it today. I'm just going to leave it for 2 hours, okay? And I can post it to my general tab channel. If I have the channels, I can choose to put them somewhere else. And I'm going to go ahead and post the check-in. And now we do want you to see this from the point of view of the students. So I think Teresa is going to share her screen now, and we'll be able to see that.
So go ahead and share my screen, Ricardo, and I'm here. I'm from the student view here, so you can see what the students actually see. So here I am in that team, and I am in the general channel, and I could see Ricardo has asked me many times how I'm doing. And here's the last one. Overall, how did this week feel for you? So as a student, you might be thinking, this might be, for my older kids. Actually, this is for a huge range because they simply choose which one, and I'm going to show you what happens. Okay, so maybe I was kind of tired this week, which is true because the baby has kept me up so much this week. So I'm going to click this one over here and look at what happens. Oops, now we're waiting right here. So now it actually goes more specific. So in here, there's actually more specific words. So I was kind of like the meh face, but now I can choose annoyed, anxious, apathetic, and this children and the students learn as they scroll through. They could pick which one is most accurate for them. So maybe I wasn't just meh, maybe I'm just tired right here.
Yeah, so you're
tired.
seeing that emoji by that monster, but at the same time, you have a illustrated representation and also the word, right? So they can learn that vocabulary.
Yeah, so you're getting the vocab, but for the littles who, maybe can't read yet, the pictures are more than enough. You could see the picture change, and they can kind of relate, ooh, how am I feeling right now? That's pretty accurate. Ricardo or not, I was like falling asleep all day. Okay, so I would choose that, and then I simply submit, close, and then you could see from my end right now, I could see, the different things I felt and the date as well. And I have another question here that I can answer directly from here instead of through the general chat. Oh, lots of things. Ricardo,
go
did
ahead.
you want to say?
Go ahead and answer. Yeah.
Oh, I can. Okay. Over. How did you feel this? Oh, I already answered this one. Let's pretend I feel better. So it's the same thing, same concept. So I'm answering right here instead. And look at this one. Oh, I love this one. I'm going to choose that one. That's usually how I feel. And then I click submit. And here we go. It shows up all throughout here. Okay, Ricardo, was there something else you wanted me to show here?
I'm gonna have you switch to another class, but while you're doing that, I'll show the other side of the coin. So as you're doing that, I'm gonna come back, and I'm the teacher, right? And I'm the one that is giving these check-ins to my students, right? And I want you to see, and before I want you to see that I have all of the ones that I've given right here, and I can click on them, and let me go on this one right here, okay? And I can see that I have an answer right here, and I can kind of go in here before we go anywhere else, and I can go and see that Teresa said that, as I go in it, that she was feeling tired, okay? Think about maybe she would have said something like, I'm feeling depressed or something like that, right? You have the ability right here to come. That was the previous check-in, the one that she has said on that question, but now she switched it to energized, I believe, right? But when she had that first question, right? Notice that I can come straight in here and come to Teresa and start a conversation with her. And say, what's going on? Did you get enough sleep last night, and so on and so on? Or what do you want to share something with me? So it gives you the ability to do that, right? From the teacher view, I can change it to percentages if I wanted to. Okay, something that we love and I want to show you is that you can switch it to together view. That gives you a snapshot of your whole class as you are looking about what they said as a whole. So notice this question right here: how are you feeling today? Okay, this was given by our amazing Tammy at, I think, at 7:50 a.m. today in the morning. And notice that what the kids said right here. They can kind of come over here if I wanted to kind of hover over them and I show students' name, which I'm not going to do today. I can come and see which students said that they were tired. Maybe I can intervene right on the spot, or I can kind of see, what they said, and I can look at this, as a whole class. Okay, so I'm seeing my students as a feelings monster and what they're saying. Okay, pretty amazing to see that. Okay. I wanted to make sure that you also saw. I'm gonna go back to the general channel just so you see it. I mean, look at this amazing. This teacher is doing it with fidelity, and we see it all the time, every day before a test. How are you feeling about today's chapter 5 math test? And the kids are answering these questions and letting them know what's going on and what we love the most. And I'm just going to use my sample class with Teresa. So if I wanted to go to Together View, it's just her on this one. You can see her right there. But I know, right? The lonely one. But what I want you to see is that we have the ability to use insights, okay? And I'm going to go into view check-in trends. And I'm just going to use this class right now so you can see it, okay? But notice what I can do in here, okay? It's going to take all of our check-ins with our students, okay? And it's going to give me an idea in here, okay? And I can see that the top words that Teresa has used have been annoyed and energized. Interesting. Okay. And I can come in here and I can change the dates if I wanted to. I can go ahead and change it if I wanted to and do a custom range, but I'm just going to leave it the last month, right? And I can see all of the check-ins that I've done. Again, I can see what the most common words have been given to me. I can see the students' lists and how they've participated. Again, the ability to send start a conversation with a particular student right from here if I wanted to. I have that ability. And I have kind of an idea of what they're saying to me. Tired, energized, frustrated, stressed. And you can see that right here, right? And it looks like Teresa's always stressed or annoyed or frustrated.
I don't know why. I'm not sure.
But think about it, right? And this was in Teams, but I also have her responses in Class Notebook. Okay, so I can go in our Class Notebook, which we're going to show in a little bit, and I have the same ability to come in here and look at the trends and the insights that I want to see. So I went straight through Reflex. Some teachers go in here and go to Insights, just so you know. They can come in here and by going to Insights, they have the ability to go into Reflect, which is what I did, and be able to see that data that we just saw a second ago. Okay, same way of doing it. Okay.
We were sitting with a teacher today and we were talking about this data, and we saw a student who put lonely. And what's the first thing we decided to do? We said, okay, let's look at her history and see, if this is something that's alarming, or is it something just for the day? It's just so, those little things, without tools like this, you aren't giving them the ability to tell you, because a lot of kids won't straight out just tell you, I'm lonely today. So with this data, we were able to look back and say, oh, you know what, she did say lonely a few times this week, but overall before this week she was good. And so just having a little talk with her, not too alarmed and concerned yet, but just knowing that she needs a little bit of help, a little bit of extra love this week. And and it's so meaningful to the kids too. And I think as a teacher, seeing that whole class all together, that changes my instruction right off the bat in the morning. Like, I know if I have to be extra sensitive, I know who I kind of have to be a little bit more patient with. But anyways, it just makes such a world of difference for the teachers and for the students. And, but I think before we went on, Ricardo, you wanted me to show you.
Yeah, I do want you to show me that.
Okay. So this is for a class that I've never answered the question before. So if your kids go in there and you haven't asked them yet, don't worry. You can bring them in there first. Actually, since I know this is here, before I ask them anything, I might actually want them to go in here just to familiarize themselves with the different versions of the feelings monster. And what you do, it says play, and then it turns into a memory game, which I'm really good at, by the way, but I won't show off today. So you could see the different monster. And I'm actually going to play right now. No, I'm not. Okay. And, it's just kind of a fun game for them to play. And then once you ask them the question, then they're more familiar with him. So if I had a chance, if I had to plan it out, I would kind of let them play that first. And then I would start asking my questions so they're familiar with him. But anyways, just so you know, that's there, because I didn't know.
Yeah, it's so great.
Very cool.
Coming back again, going back to our amazing teacher, I wanted to make sure that you saw, she does it consistently and with fidelity. It's just amazing to see and be able to have all that data. I wanted to mention that we have the ability, again, inside of Teams, to use a class notebook. Some of our teachers use it through Teams, and some of them do it straight through our Canvas LMS, right? So we want to show you what that looks like, okay? So we do have our OneNote right here, and we have our digital notebooks or class notebooks. As a teacher, I have the ability to come in here and notice that I'm in class notebooks, and I have Reflect right here. It's not going to look exactly like it did in Teams with the feelings monsters, but it's the same idea. I'm going to click on it. Okay. And it's going to load for me, and hopefully it loads today. Okay, here it goes. And then I can challenge our students to reflect on their learning. Okay, so I can come in here and it gives you some options. What would you like your students to reflect on? Confidence to succeed, satisfaction with their progress. So I have many options in here. So maybe I'm prior knowledge. I'm introducing something brand new, and I want to make sure that I have an understanding of what they know as they're coming into my class, right? I can go in there and prior knowledge, and I'm going to send it in a page that they're going to have. So do you feel like you had enough background knowledge to be successful in? And I can pick the topic, right? Maybe it's a poem, maybe it's a math problem, maybe it's a new unit that I'm starting, right? So I can come and write this. I'm just going to leave cell right now for it. And I'm going to add the check-in to the page. Okay, and I'm just going to go in here. Oh, sorry, I should have not done that. Sorry. I'm going to go in here somewhere. And I'm going to add it.
So you see what he did? Make sure you put the cursor where you want it.
Yeah, and you'll notice that inside of my digital notebook, I have a cell in Canvas that is specifically to do this check-in. So I'm using this particular section inside of the digital notebook. And then you're going to see it from the other point of view. I'm going to go to Teresa's notebook right now. She's a student in the class. Let's go in there.
So my notebook is loading right now. And as always, I'm crossing my fingers. But I want all of you to know, Ricardo just jumped around on our agenda, because we talk about the order of things, and he totally did things out of order right now, just so you know, Ricardo.
Did I? Was it supposed to be
you
PowerPoint?
Did, but you know what? It was a better idea because you were already here. So I agree
with Reflect. Yeah.
Always keeping me on my toes. Okay. So here we are. Here it is down here, what Ricardo just asked, and I'm the student again, and here's what it looks like for me. And that was just that just took it to a whole different level, because you saw earlier he was just saying, how are you, how was your week? But now you saw the stems and the samples they gave you. It's just so much more. You can go so much deeper into this. So how do you feel like did you feel like you had enough background knowledge to be successful in Cell? I will say this middle one just for the sake of this exercise, and then I will submit. Thanks for sharing. And then Ricardo's going to get that back.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
And-
I wouldn't have thought of those questions myself, just so you know. Ricardo
and
said.
I'm able to see all of that data and all of those insights together with my teams and my digital notebook inside of my insights and teams. Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And again, what Teresa was talking about, I mean, notice all of this is already done for you. Okay. You have the ability to just come and pick those check-ins, you know, those exit slips or whatever you however you want to use them. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So are we back on track now?
I
Ricardo?
believe we are. I think it played better this way too. Though.
It
I
did,
just have to
totally
say
did.
that.
I give you credit. I give you
Okay.
credit.
So you want me to share your screen now?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and
So
share
the
your
next
screen.
thing that we're going to share with you is PowerPoint. So we're going to provide this slide deck that was given to us. This is a great way for you to introduce the feelings monster to your class or to your staff or whoever else might need to familiarize themselves with it. So here, I'm just going to take you through a few slides, and it's really great. We even thought of putting it into a Pear Deck as well. I'm going to show you real quick. We were turning it into a Pear Deck so that our audience could actually participate with us in real time. But I'm just going to show you the original so you see how it comes to you. Okay. So feeling overwhelmed. I'm not going to go to presentation view, Ricardo, because it's easier for me to see it this way.
Okay.
And Ricardo put that link already in there for everybody. So let's learn more about watching this video so you can play it. Ricardo, do you want me to actually play this video for them?
You can play it, and we also provided the playlist with the 3 videos. You can maybe about 10 seconds. Is that okay?
Okay.
I'm
it
not
might
sure if you're
play the
sharing sound. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I am. So I'm going to just play a few seconds regardless.
And there he goes. And this, I think it's lagging. No. There you go. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't have my sound on, huh?
No.
Are you okay now? All right.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
anyways, I'm mostly going to take you through the whole thing because Ricardo, is it okay if I don't show the whole video?
That's fine. Yeah, we don't have sound, so it's okay. It's fine.
Am I delayed right now?
No,
Sorry,
you
everybody.
are fine. You are fine.
All right. So anyway, you introduce them with the video. There's different videos that you can use to introduce, but this is one of them. And it just, again, it's another scenario where, someone's feeling overwhelmed and, talking to the feeling monster, and the feeling monster kind of helps them kind of zero in on what they're feeling right now. So you have some slides that says, list the emotions you saw in the video, and the students you can click in here and type in, what emotions, or maybe if you're doing this as a whole class, you're asking them to share and you're typing those in here. And one of them is definitely overwhelmed. You actually hear it in the video if I actually played the sound for you.
Yeah, as I was thinking about it, you can do this something in Canvas with our OneDrive LTI, where each kid gets a copy of their PowerPoint and they're all able to follow along and type their answers.
And we had, of course, we were trying to do it in Pear Deck. So in Pear Deck, the kids would actually just go in and you would see in real time all of your kids responding all at once. So that's just another strategy for you to use. But let me just continue. I'll do a few more slides. How does the feelings monster help Ash learn more about his feelings? So in all of these scenarios, the feelings monster is helping them understand how they feel. And that's what the feelings monster is doing for us and for our students as well. And this one is a great one. In your own words, how would you describe feeling overwhelmed? So you're giving them this vocabulary, this ability to understand the vocab of feelings, because it's kind of, our students and even as adults, we have so many feelings, but it's hard for us to talk about because we don't have the right words. And so now you're explicitly teaching these things. And here's asking you to insert a picture and it's kind of showing you how to do it. So I'm just going to show you the rest. We're almost done. What do you notice when you're getting overwhelmed? List some signs. List some of the signs. This is, Ricardo, as adults, this is even useful, right? We get overwhelmed all the time. And so what are some signs that we can tell ourselves like, okay, I need to take a break right now. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Okay. Before you blow up on somebody. Not that ever happens. How can slowing down help when you're feeling overwhelmed? How can talking about emotions with your teacher help? So, and it's also telling your students, you can go through these, but you don't have to go through it alone. I'm here for you. Your family's here for you. If you can't talk to anybody else, you can always come to me. So those are things that are being reinforced and, just really changing that environment in your classroom, right, for your kids. And it also tells you how to use this template. Yeah, very cool. All right, Ricardo, that was it for the PowerPoint.
Yeah, you know what? As I'm always breaking the order of things. I'm gonna actually go back again because you said something important. That this is not only for our students but also for our colleagues, right? So we discovered that Microsoft has actually integrated Reflect inside of Teams as we talk about staff development or staff to see how they're doing. I just want to show you this really quick. Okay, so I have Reflect right here, but what I wanted to show you is that the questions are going to be completely different. Okay, so I'm going to create a check-in and notice that now I can have personal options as I'm asking my colleagues. I can have classroom relationships. I can have educator support. I'm just showing you really quick. Okay, how do you feel about your voice in our school? How are you feeling about our school's ecosystem? Okay, how do you feel about your opportunities to learn from students and colleagues this week? And we have the customs where you can create your own too. So thinking about our students, but also thinking about our colleagues, thinking about other teachers is also huge. So this is also available for you inside of Microsoft Teams. Reflect for us.
Go ahead and complete that, Ricardo. I want to see what it looks like from my end when it comes through.
Would you like me to do one? Classroom relationships. Okay, I'll do overall last week. How'd you feel about your relationship with your students? I'm gonna do that one right there, and I'm gonna go next, and I'm gonna 8 hours, and I'm just gonna post it. And I'm sorry I took us back, but I thought it was important to talk about this too.
I also support this one. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, so I'm reloading right now.
It's gonna take a while. It says we're setting up to check in because we've never used it, so it says it's gonna take a few more moments. So maybe we'll come back to it. Okay.
Yes, we'll definitely. We can come back to that. So it's loading.
So yeah, I think it's there now, but I don't know how long it's gonna take for you to see it.
Okay.
Is it there for you?
Okay.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh,
yeah, you're fine.
Where'd it go?
It's coming. There it is.
Okay, so over the last week, how have you felt about your relationship with your students? So, yay. Fulfilled. Oh, I'm getting the warm fuzzies right now.
So notice that. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. And again, those stems were there. So you don't have to think of, what to say when you're asking your staff things. It's all there for you. And of course, you could use your own if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So what are we moving on to now, Ricardo? Since
we're going back
all over
to
the place.
No, we just went back. We're gonna go. I think we're going to flip now, right? So we wanted to show you how you have just a incredible amount of topics already created when it comes to Microsoft Reflect inside of Flip. We're going to actually go ahead and share that for you, so you have the links that is going to take you straight to our Microsoft Reflect in Flip. And notice that I can come in here as a teacher and I can see what the popular topics are when it comes to our feelings monsters, and I can look at them and decide maybe I want to use one of those. If I wanted to, we could just click on it and add it to my group if I wanted to do that. Okay, there's collections. I love that they have them in Spanish too in here. Okay, our classroom uncomfortable emotions. So notice by collections, as we're looking at comfortable emotions, I can come in here and I can search the topics, and notice there's just so much already done. It will tell you how many times they've been used. So if I wanted to click in here and want to maybe find out, which ones have been used the most,
ones,
right?
Yeah.
Managing stress, right? Working towards a goal, empathy in the classroom. So I have the ability to just find one, feeling inspired, right? I can look at it. I can use immersive reader, right? I can decide that this is something that I do want to use with my class. It's going to be helpful. And I can just basically add it to a topic inside of my class, and I want it to one of my groups. And I have the ability to just add it. And just like that, I have a new topic inside of my Flip groups. Just simple as that as I'm doing it. But we wanted to make sure that you saw that, yes, these are amazing and they're great, but we want you to see how our students can use the feelings monster as they are answering through video, right? So we're going to actually show you what that looks like.
Yeah, so Ricardo's already sharing my screen, but I was really just going back to what Ricardo showed you. I was so blown away with all the resources that were already there for you, because we know our teachers love to end with a flip, or to, check for understanding, and the fact that it's already there to use. I can go on and on about that as usual, but here I am. I've actually clicked record, and so this is what the students would see if they're using their laptop. And over here on the right, there's some new features over here, and we have the stickers. I'm going to click on that right now. And you could do this on your phone too if you have the app. We were doing that earlier. We were playing around with it. It was super fun. So you can click on stickers, and there are so many stickers, but you could type in either feelings or monster, either way. And here they are. Look at them. Those look familiar to you? I think so. I'm going to use this one. And there it is. And I could put it over here. So maybe you ask them, how are you feeling today? And in not just saying how I'm feeling, maybe I actually found the monster that coincides with how I feel. And I put it over there. I'm like, I feel just like this guy over here, super excited to be doing this show. So again, a great thing. It's also inside of the stickers, just in case you didn't know that.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. I love that. We were playing with them today. It was so much fun. And I think finally, we wanted to also show you that Reflect and the Feelings Monster is also available in Kahoot. I'm going to provide that link for you. We're going to put it on the chat right now. And again, as we talk about, these resources are already built for you. There's nothing for you to create. You can just come over here, click on the link, and notice that we have just so much. Again, the topics, right? Over here, I can look at the topic, comfortable emotions, uncomfortable, expressing feelings, managing stress. You can use them for SL. You can use them for professional development for educators. So already built for you, okay? Right there. As we think about it, we can decide that we want to look at them for Spanish. In Spanish, you have the ability to use them in Spanish in here, and there are other languages in here as well that you can actually see that they're already created for you. You just have to come and click on them, okay? But once I've decided that I want to use one, I'm going to use this particular one, comfortable emotions, and I'm going to click on it, okay? Simple. You have an opportunity to come and see it, right? You can edit it if you wanted to, and so on and so on. I'll leave it like it is because I think it's amazing. And I'm going to go ahead and start so I can look at the questions, right? And I see the type of answers and what it is, right? And I'm going to start. And what I wanted to show today, really quick, if you have not seen this, is that yes, we know the classic mode, and yes, we know the team mode, but did you know that Kahoot has these 3 new amazing games that when I'm teaching, I was teaching yesterday, and my kids were like, let's play the Color Kingdom. I mean, they just know them and they love them. So if I wanted to use that particular Feelings Monster Reflect Kahoot, I can come in here, basically click, okay, and they're gonna work together. And this was amazing. The kids were actually working together, helping each other out. I can decide how long it's going to be, right? I'm just gonna put 3 minutes, and I can start the game, and then the kids will be able to join this new game that you probably haven't seen in Kahoot.
I'm going to tell you, most teachers have not heard of those games. So those of you who have given up on Kahoot because it got boring for you for a while, come back, because this is super fun. The kids are loving it, and they're coming up with all these new things lately. So give it another try, and especially because the monsters are in there. And again, another huge resource, things that you don't have to create on your own, things that are ready made for you here. So I'm so blown away with all the resources you have. There's really no excuse to not use this with your kids. And you don't have to overwhelm them and use them all within a few days. This is something that you could just, it becomes a norm in your class. You're constantly asking how they are, constantly building that vocabulary throughout the year.
I can do it through Flip one day. I can do it through Teams another day, through OneNote another day, through maybe a Kahoot game another day. And it just becomes part of your culture. Yes.
I know we wanted this episode to be a quick one today, Ricardo, just enough information to get them started if they wanted to try this with their class. Wait, is there another one? Did I forget something?
No, I think we got them all, right?
Yay. Okay. We were hoping to have it all done within half an hour so that you can go back and revisit this video and see how you can use these resources with your class and not feel overwhelmed with some huge training. But we'll come back to this because it's such an important piece. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We love to share resources, and we love to learn from you. And as you can see, we love to hear your stories, your success stories, and any struggles you have. Please let us know, and we'll share our stories together. So have a great week.
Before we go, I want to make sure that I say happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. We hope you all have a delicious break.
And in my case, I promise not to eat a lot of pie.
Oh, I do not promise anything. I will gladly eat as much pie. All the pie he's not eating, I will be eating.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you in a few weeks, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.